What is going on, golf fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Press Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Hartman, and this is the Wednesday show every single week, getting you ready for the upcoming PGA Tour event, as well as taking a look back. So before we look at the Travelers Championship coming up, we are looking back at the U.S. Open, Shinnecock Hills Golf Club. Man, what a tournament that was. If you wanted to get my take on the tournament, check out yesterday's show, my Fairways and Dreams podcast. It runs every Tuesday, where I give you my 18 thoughts on the 2026 U.S. Open and Wyndham Clark claiming victory. But let's take a look at our picks. We were successful in getting some winners, but it was not nearly what I was looking for. I have not done well with the majors this year. I've gotten winners. I've never been skunked in a major, but it's just difficult to try and pinpoint exactly who's going to show up and who's going to show out. But let's take a look back. Last, in case you're curious, the odds-on favorites to win the U.S. Open were Scottie Scheffler at plus 465, Rory McIlroy at plus 970, Jon Rahm at plus 1,050, Xander Schauffele at plus 1,700, and Cameron Young at plus 2,050. So let's take a look at our picks. We took Scottie Scheffler to win at plus 465. I felt like that was safe. I felt, the career Grand Slam, his birthday, Father's Day, you combine all that. He didn't play poorly. He had a tied for T4 finish. And here we are sounding like Scottie Scheffler has lost it. Like he doesn't know how to play the game of golf anymore. But still, we had him as the outright winner, and that doesn't hit. Now, our long shot, I took Bryson DeChambeau at plus 2,900. And honestly, Bryson DeChambeau, I don't know what's going on. The guy has missed 3 straight cuts at major tournaments. He's missed, I think, 4 out of the last 5. It's just bad. He is not playing good golf. Bryson DeChambeau does not even make the weekend. Therefore, our long shot streak continues. So we got a top 5, top 10, and top 20 picks. Top 5, we took Scottie Scheffler. When I saw that he was getting plus odds to be in the top 5 of this field, I was like, that's a pick I'm confident in. And I was right. Plus 106, so not a great return, but still, Scottie Scheffler tied for 4th. That hits the top 5 pick. I took Jon Rahm at plus 215, and he, just like Bryson DeChambeau, doesn't even make it to the weekend. So top 5, we get 1 out of 2. Top 10, Cameron Young, plus 186. He finished as tied for 43rd. I said this before. I was worried about this as someone that puts out picks every week, that eventually Cam Young is not Scottie Scheffler. Scottie Scheffler, if he's not playing great, will still finish in and around the top 10. Cameron Young was the red hot golfer, wins the Players, wins the Cadillac Signature event in the final group at the Masters, and man, is his play dropped off. He made the cut, but tied for 43rd is not near a top 10 finish. We're going to have to adjust things moving forward with him. Took Xander Schauffele at plus 154, and man, did he come close. Tied for 11th, had a really tough go at it on Sunday. Didn't pan out for him, tied for 11th, so we miss out on both of our top 10 picks. Top 20, I took Patrick Reed, and shame on me for taking this many live/former live guys, because Patrick Reed left live, but he's not on the PGA Tour yet. Patrick Reed started out well on Thursday, struggled on Friday, misses the cut, plus 158. That's no good. But I did take Wyndham Clark at plus 150 to be in the top 20. He wins the whole thing. Therefore, that hits. So we have two plays with Scottie Scheffler top 5, Wyndham Clark top 20 that get us 2 out of 8 in the top 8. Not a bad percentage for this major championship. Now, for the bonuses, we went 0 for 4. But to remind you what those were, I took the big guns, which were Scottie Scheffler, Rory, Jon Rahm, Xander Schauffele, Cameron Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, or Tommy Fleetwood. I took them at plus 100 versus the field. Obviously, none of them win. We lose that one. I took Scottie or Cameron Young at plus 360 for a double play. That doesn't hit either. I went with a unique play in terms of the number of live golfers to make the cut. The line was set at 5.5. I took the under. 6 live golfers made the cut. So therefore it was over. So we lose that one at plus 110 odds. And lastly, a top 20 parlay. I had Scottie, Rory, and Wyndham Clark plus 360. This is looking good until Rory craps the bet on Sunday. Scottie had a T4 finish. Wyndham Clark wins the whole damn thing. Rory tied for 32nd. Shame on me. But we go 0 for 4 with the bonus, 2 for 8 otherwise. Not a horrible major. I've always said this. I care more about the top 8 picks than I do anything else. So therefore, getting you 2 winners there is not too bad. So now we transition to the Travelers Championship. which, just so you know, is held at TPC River Highlands, par 70. Very short course, 6,844 yards. This is a signature event, and there is no cut. So some of these majors, like the Memorial, which was before the US Open, Jack's tournament, they did have a cut. And this one, no cut. So all players will get all 72 holes in. Let's look at the past winners here. 2025, Keegan Bradley won it. And that was when he came back in dramatic fashion to beat Tommy Fleetwood. 2024, Scotty Scheffler won the Travelers. That was in the playoff versus Tom Kim. And that was when they had those uh, people run on the course and they're protesting and they had to have that stoppage, if you recall that. 2023, Keegan Bradley won it. In 2022, Xander Schauffele was champion. So let's take a look at the odds. Top five, Scotty Scheffler plus 440 to win. Xander Schauffele plus 1,450. Ludwig Oberg plus 1,700. Tommy Fleetwood plus 1,750. And Cameron Young rounds out the top five at plus 2,000. All right, so if you notice, Rory wasn't listed. Rory has chosen that he takes off a lot of these signature events. He doesn't care. He doesn't, the PGA Tour be damned. He doesn't care. So there's no Rory in this field. So let's take a look at our picks. We have the favorite in our long shot. I'm going to go again. We talk about players that are streaking. Cameron Young, Matt Fitzpatrick, Chris Gotterup really early in the season. They tend to fade away. Scotty is not that type of golfer. He's always going to be in the mix. And I just think that he's too good not to win some more tournaments. And so I have Scotty Scheffler at plus 440 to win. And you can call me a homer. You can say, Jeff, you're ridiculous for making these plays. Sure. But at the same time, I think Scotty Scheffler is still, I mean, there's a reason why the sportsbooks haven't really started to trend in the wrong direction with him. He's not getting plus 800, plus 900, plus 1,000. He's still at plus 440. The sportsbook sees Scotty Scheffler being a consistent contributor and someone who's actually going to win tournaments. So that's what I'm going with, Scotty Scheffler. Long shot play. I think for a player that's playing a shorter course like this one, Colin Morikawa at plus 3,000 is not a bad play. I'm going to go with Morikawa plus 3,000. I just have a feeling that he might, this course might suit him better than it does some of the longer courses that are over 7,000 yards in length. Excuse me. Let's go to top five, top 10, and top 20. Top five. I'm not taking Scotty here. It was minus odds, so I'm just going to avoid that. I'm going to go with Xander Schauffele at plus 265. I think Xander Schauffele has played well. He's trending in the right direction, coming off of a pretty good U.S. Open. I like Xander to place in the top five. Plus 265 is what I have him there. Plus he's won this tournament before, so I think that matters. I'm also going to go with Matt Fitzpatrick showing a little bit of a resurgence after, he had those wins the RBC Heritage, wins a Zurich with his brother. I think that he had a little dip after that. I think he's going to be back on the upward trajectory. Matt Fitzpatrick plus 370 is another top five pick. So we have Xander Schauffele and Matt Fitzpatrick to round out the top five. Top 10, Justin Thomas plus 220. I like JT. I think he's, playing. He might not be a major champion too much, but he actually had some good days at Shinnecock Hills, plus 220. We'll see how he does. Ludwig Oberg, another golfer that seems to struggle to put together 4 good rounds. So I'm going to take him as top 10. Ludwig's plus 150. So our top 10 plays, Justin Thomas and Ludwig Oberg. Now let's go top 20. I'm going to take Keegan Bradley. He won it last year. He won it in 2023. Plus 132 to be in the top 20. I like Keegan Bradley here. And I also like Sepp Straka at plus 192. I just think Sepp Straka is a guy that typically does play well in these signature events. I'm only requesting a top 20. So still, plus 192 is not too bad odds. I think Sepp Straka will play well here. So top 20, Keegan Bradley and Sepp Straka. Now let's do 3 bonus plays. For those of you that always like to track those, I have a double, triple, and a margin of victory. The double, Scotty Scheffler or Min Woo Lee to win, plus 400. And what I did there is I went to what is Scotty Scheffler's best odds in terms of the double. It was paired with Min Woo Lee, plus 400. We'll see how he does. Scotty, Matt Fitzpatrick, or Tommy Fleetwood is our triple play, plus 265. I like that as well. Tommy Fleetwood he played well there last year, almost won his first tournament. And that's our triple play. And then the margin of victory, 2 shots for a plus 350 odds. So there you have it, folks. My picks and plays for this week's Travelers Championship. After the Travelers, you have the John Deere, a couple other tournaments, and that's when players start to head over for the Genesis. That's the Scottish Open. And that's typically like everyone's run up to the Open Championship, which will be at Royal Birkdale Golf Club this year. So we're getting ready for that in the month of July. And then I can't believe that's when the majors are done. That's it. Then they get ready for the tournament championship and all that stuff. But still, there you have my picks for the Travelers Championship. I'll be back tomorrow with a two-man scramble with my buddy Pez from Pez's Picks. He'll be on to talk about everything in golf, but mainly the U.S. Open, what his thoughts were, fan behavior, and more. So make sure you check that out. But that does it for me. He finishes up. Be safe, be kind, and God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy, everyone.